Good morning, good morning, good morning. I thank God that you are here today. If you're watching this video, I thank God that you are alive, that you're breathing, because that means that you are getting ready to be great today. So the question that I ask as I get ready for work is, and I'm sorry that I'm flashing y'all a little bit. Like I said, I'm getting ready for work and the Lord put this on my heart. So I just want to talk to y'all real quick. And actually, before I get started, I do want to let you know at 4 p.m. today, 4 p.m., I will post my schedule for just going live and all of the events that I have planned for the rest of this year. I will be posting a schedule on my business page, Deja Savad, on Facebook. I will make sure that I link that below. It's DEJASIVAD. Deja Savad on Facebook. That is where I will be posting all videos for just for your inspiration. I will get into why I'm doing that in just a second. I hate that I'm flashing y'all like this, but I'm in my bed clothes and I'm getting ready for work, so not trying to flash y'all, but just trying to give you a little information. So stay tuned at 4 p.m. for that update on my next postings and everything for the rest of this month and year. I have some great things in store. God has been blessing me tremendously in ways that I can't even fathom to explain. And I'm just excited. I feel blessed. I just feel happy. I feel grounded. Hey, Bree. Hey, Brianna always in this thing. Come on, cuz. I told you I was going to throw this wig on today, baby. Come on. Y'all, I had my little Bow Wow braids in last night. But I'll get straight to the video because I got to get out of here. It's 8:30. Okay. So, you guys, how did I figure out my purpose? How did I figure out my purpose? Hey, Miss Pauline, I figured out my purpose when, so I will make a long story short for you. In 2017, I'm 24 now. In 2017, young lady, I moved to Georgia. I did not necessarily want to move to Georgia out of all places, but that's where the Lord told me to go. God told me to go to Georgia. I wanted to go to New York. I wanted to go to Florida. I wanted to go to California, number one. And lastly, maybe Dallas. But Georgia has never been a place that I wanted to move to. But God told me in 2017, hey, you got to move to Georgia. So I'm like, okay, I'll move to Georgia, but is it for, I'm thinking, I was modeling at the time. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to move to Georgia. I'm going to find an agency, do some professional modeling and all that stuff. And, I was ready. I was pumped. I got down there. And as soon as I made it to Georgia, God was like, okay, you can model, but I called you down here to be a role model. I ain't got no kids yet. I ain't even 25 yet. You want me to be a role model to who? Like, what you mean? God said, I didn't say that it had to be kids. You've been a role model your whole life and you don't even know it. Kids aren't just watching you. You have grown women watching you. You have older women watching you. You have men watching you. So I need you to be a role model. I'm like, how? I don't even know who I am. How am I gonna be a role model? He said, you are me, and I mean you. As long as you continue to pour me inside of you, then I'm gonna pour out of your heart and I will do the rest. So, make a long story short, my time in Georgia, I would say it was maybe one of the roughest times of my life because I had to figure out who I was as a person without family, without friends, without, not saying that I was lonely and that I didn't have them, but hey, Miss Ola, but it's just saying that when I moved away from my family and my friends and just moved away from my comfort, hey, Lillian, when I moved away from my comfort zone, I had to depend on myself. And when I realized that I had to depend on myself, I'm like, okay, I can't do this. So I had to seek God myself. It's not because mama said go to church. It's not because grandma said go to church. I was like, Lord, I need you. How the heck am I supposed to do this without you? So I started seeking him myself. And he started revealing things to me over time, over the course of months. I was blessed to meet celebrities. Hey, Jasmine, I was blessed to be in movies. I was blessed with experiences that people, hey, Brianna, I was blessed with experiences that people would die for, but it came to me so easily without me looking for it. So, like I said, he blessed me. He put me in situations to where I just can't thank him enough. And I just knew, okay, this is God. If you are doing this for me and I'm not even, trying to put myself in this predicament or in this state, then I know if I actually make my relationship with you intentional, if I really seek you, if I really do what you tell me to do, if I read that Bible and really try to do what it says, if I pray to you daily, if somebody make me mad, if I just turn the other cheek, like I'm just trying to do what's right, because I know if I do, even if I don't, I know you go bless me, but I know if I do right, you go bless me. So God, he kept me safe during that time. He blessed me with friends. He blessed me with family. He just blessed me with so much during that time when I was trying to figure out who I was. And he made some things clear to me, things that I wasn't sure about as far as discernment. You've heard that word before, discernment. Some people don't have the spirit of discernment. They don't know. They can't tell what's right from wrong. They don't know what's real, what's fake. They can't grasp things like they should. And I couldn't at the time before I moved to Georgia, because I'm listening to what so-and-so have to say, and so-and-so got to say this, and so-and-so think I should do this, and so-and-so think I should do that, and I think this is best for you, and I think you should do that. And after 10 people telling you what you should do, and you don't think that you should do not 10 of them things, then, it puts you in this state of mind like, well, dang, if I don't want to do what they saying, and I don't know what I want to do, what do I do? I can't. And some people, they will live 40 years in their life and still don't have a clue what their purpose are, ain't even trying to figure it out. They living day to day. They wake up, go to work, come back home. Some people ain't even going to work. They just here. Life is a vapor. As I tell you, every time I get on live, people are dying left and right. Left and right. People ain't dying at 60 years old no more. People are passing away at the age of 6 these days. And it's normal for us. It's normal. So it came to my conclusion that I was like, okay, I'll be a role model for you. I'm not going to be perfect, but I'll be a role model for you, God. But how am I going to do this? He said, just continue. Every time I give you an idea, I need you to write it down. Hey, Alex. God said, hey, when I give you an idea of something, write it down. So I'm thinking, if I'm at work or something, which I was working a desk job at a urgent care doctor's office. So I'll be at work, and I hated that job. I hated that job to the life of me. I could not stand it. It was the most stressful time of my life. But at that job, that is where my business started. When I tell you I was working on my business on the clock and still getting my job done and doing it good too, baby. I'm telling you, I'm putting in a patient. After that patient is done, after I put in all their information, I'm clicking on the next tab so that I can work on my website a little bit. So God eventually told me, hey, what comes natural to you? And I had to think about it. I was like, what comes natural to me that I can do every single day to make money that will bring me joy, that will bring people to your kingdom? What can I do to bring people to the kingdom of God and still be a good Christian? We'll get on the Christian topic because I don't like calling myself that. I just believe in God, and I believe God made Jesus. We'll get on it another day. I'm going to stay on topic. But over time, while I was at that job, he gave me step by step over the course of months things that I should do. And a international world speaker came into that urgent care doctor's office. I was having a bad day. I worked 12-hour shifts. They didn't want to give me a break. They didn't want to let me eat. They didn't want to let me go to the restroom. I'm talking about torture. I hated it. But this man walked in. His name, Keith L. Brown. You can look him up. Awesome man. That is my mentor and coach. He walked in just to get checked by the doctor. And even though I was in a bad mood, anytime I'm in a bad mood, people don't know that I'm in a bad mood because I'm not going to project my feelings onto someone else just because I'm feeling bad. I'm not going to be funky to everybody else. I don't understand it. How can you be mad at somebody else and you being funky to everybody? Going on. Anyways, so he walk in and he's like, hey, I'm here for my appointment. And, I'm just being myself, getting him checked in. And somehow we end up on this conversation and he's like pretty much, he's feeling my vibe. And we just having a nice conversation. And he told me about who he is, what he does. And he was like, hey, I think you have a calling on your life. Like this is natural for you. And I'm like, what's natural for me? He's like, just talking, just inspiring people. Like you make me feel good. Like your presence, your spirit is joyful. And inside of me, I'm like, my presence is joyful. I'm mad as hell right now. What you mean? But he noticed that, and I thought about it. A lot of people notice that I have a good spirit. People gravitate towards that, and sometimes I take it for granted because we live in a world of depression, and a lot of people need inspiration. A lot of people just need someone to say, hey, you're doing a good job, or hey, how can I help you today? Something like that. And he pretty much took me under his wing. He gave me opportunities to pretty much speak. And he, like I said, he coached me through it. And I'll say my first time speaking, it was nerve-wracking, but it felt so good and it felt so natural. But I'm so used to being an introvert and quiet that I wasn't ready. But God was like, no, you finna use your voice. And after I spoke that first time with Mr. Brown, I thought I did horrible. I was speaking to a group of teenagers and they were looking just unimpressed and stuff. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so boring. I was shaking. The kids looking at me like, girl, sit down. So when I got done talking, I'm walking past the kids like, oh my gosh, I just failed them. I didn't say the right thing. I didn't do the right thing. My mentor, Mr. Keith Brown, he's looking at me like you did a good job. You did a good job. And he told me that he signaled for me to turn around because I'm looking defeated. I turn around. This young lady is just, I'm talking about, she bawling, crying. She is crying because of something that I said that did something to her in the inside. It made her feel good. It brought out some pain, and she cried in front of everybody. She let it all out. A teenage girl. I'm 24 now, so I'm thinking maybe I was 23, 22 or something at the time, and I had impact on this young lady. And at that moment, it changed my whole world. It was confirmation to me. This is my purpose. And it was like life flashed in front of me. I was like, you know what? I've been doing this. Like, this is natural. Like, I haven't been speaking to big groups for my whole entire life, but I have spoken one-on-one with individuals. Like, there are grown women that will come to me and ask me for advice. And I understand why, because first of all, I'm honest. I'm transparent. I'm going to give it to you real. I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm not go flodge about where I'm at in my life, but if you need my help, I'm going to guide you. You know, that's just the type of person that I am, and I do that for free. But I was like, you know what? This is who I am. It feels good. And when I was like, you know what? Someone said, you can make money from this. I'm like, okay. I felt bad about charging people for that, but it depends on the situation. It's my purpose. It's something that comes natural to me. It's something that I love to do. But the spirit of entrepreneurship is not as easy to obtain. So that's another topic. Please stay tuned at 4 p.m. Go to Deja Savad on Facebook at 4 p.m. so y'all can get the updates on when I'm going live and stuff again. Because I got some stories to tell. But anyways, it felt good, and I realized that that's something that I've been doing my whole life and that I didn't want to stop doing. I did not want to stop doing, glorifying God, because all I'm doing when I'm speaking, all I'm doing is testifying. I'm just telling people how to be happy and how to be happy in Christ. And people call me a preacher. I'm not a preacher. I just minister. I minister to people. I give love. I give the fruit of Christ. I just try to, live right. I'm not perfect, but people trust in me enough to fulfill their life so that they can go on to their next step. So I was like, you know what? I need to take this more seriously. This is a serious task. People pay counselors. I'm pretty much I wouldn't say a counselor, but that's what I'm doing. I'm counseling people when I'm speaking to them. That young lady that was bawling, crying, and she spoke to me afterwards and told me why she was crying. But that wasn't the first time this happened. But when she did it, it just kind of resonated to me like, oh, like all I have to do is I can get paid for talking to people. That's not my motive. But if I could get paid for speaking to people just to make them feel good, why would I not do it? And most people will say, well, anybody can do that. No, anybody can't. Some of y'all mean as hell. Some of y'all just aren't naturally built to communicate to anybody. I can talk to anybody. I can talk to President Trump. As much as I don't like him, I can minister to him, because that's what God, if that is what God has called me to do at that time, then I would do it with grace and without disrespect. So, but most people can't. Most people like, no, if I see him, he getting punched on sight, this go happen. But me, I know how to contain myself. It comes naturally to me. I just naturally know how to communicate with others in a way to where they don't get offended. And for those that do get offended, they're just offensive people. They just wearing their heart on their shoulder. I can't please everyone. But that is how I found my purpose. I gave my trust and hope in God, and I let him guide me the rest of the way. And I had to be clear and listen to him. I had to figure out who I was. What comes natural to me? How can I do this? Hey, girl, it just came natural. So my question that I have for you today is, and let me tell you something. I have 2 jobs on the side. I'm a substitute teacher and I work at a fast food restaurant as a team leader / manager, whatever you want to call it. But I have calling on my life. I have 3 jobs. I get tired. And my main job that I'm focusing on, yes, eventually one day I want to fully walk in my purpose and not have to work for anyone else. I just want to be my own boss. That's what I'm working towards. But that's a process, as you know. But I just want you to ask yourself, no matter what you're doing today, I don't care if you went to, thank you, girl. I don't care if you went to college for this, or if your mama told you that you need to do this, your family told you that you need to do this, your friends said you better off doing that. I don't care what your present situation is. If you're not happy, and money don't bring happiness, I tell you that right now. Hey, Gramika, money do not bring you happiness. You have to walk into your purpose and do what comes natural to you. I tell young kids every day, at the age of 5, I would say between the age of 5 to 10, you kind of know, you know what you want to do. I remember everyone used to ask us when we're kids, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I always used to say, I wanted to be a therapist. I wanted to be a psychiatrist. I always said that. I remember I had cousins to tell me, you don't even like school. How you gonna be a psychiatrist? And you need some help yourself. How you go try to help somebody else and you crazy too? I'm talking about, I'm a kid, y'all. They telling me this stuff and I'm like, but that's what I want to do. I want to help people. I like helping people and talking to people. I do it all the time. But these grown women telling me that I can't do it. And I get on family and friends on another video. So that's why you got to stay tuned at 4 p.m. so you can get the message, so you can get the schedule of when I'll be going live. So I'm trying to tell y'all some stories. I'm trying to tell y'all some stuff. I'm trying to bless your life. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bless you. But yes, at a young age, I knew that's what I wanted to do. But no, I don't like going to school. I dropped out. Another story. I dropped out. I don't like school. I love education. I love having knowledge, but I don't like having to go to school. Depending on your purpose, I think school is unnecessary. Now, if your purpose is to actually be a doctor, a lawyer, something like that, I understand school. But if you just don't go to school for 6 years to be a nurse and then you turn around working at McDonald's. I figured that out when I was at school. I was like, you know what? This ain't for me. This is not for me. And I was like, okay, if school ain't for me, God, what am I going to do? And that's when I moved to Georgia. And that's when he revealed to me, this is what you do. And guess what? I have not had to go to school for what I do now. It comes natural. I am a registered LLC. So I have my own business license to do what I want to do, what I love. It's not making as much as money as I wanted to. I want to make 6 figures one day with what I do. But right now, I'm treading easily, smoothly, because life is happening around us, COVID and stuff. So, and I'm going to be patient with it because I'm happy that I even know my purpose. Every time I wake up in the morning, I know, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing today. This is how I'm supposed to impact someone today. This is how I bring life to myself. So, that's how my purpose came to me. So I'm finna get off live because I got to go to the other job before they fire me. They ain't gonna do that because I'm a jack of all trades. I'm too good. I'm just playing. I ain't gonna be bougie like that. But ask yourself this question. What comes natural to me, what makes me happy, and what brings people to God. What can I do as a job that will bring people to God? Some people can bring people to God by doing makeup. Some people can naturally bring people to God by doing hair. Some people can naturally bring people to God by being a lawyer. It depends. I'm just saying, don't walk into a purpose that's not yours. Hey, Renika, if the purpose is not yours, if it doesn't come natural to you, and you, every time you wake up in the morning, you just not feeling it, you're not happy, maybe you ain't supposed to be doing that. Maybe God has called you to do something else, and you need to ask him, and you need to pray, and you need to listen. And I know when religious people say you need to listen to God, you're going to hear his voice. You're probably not going to hear a physical voice like the voice that you hear me saying. He's probably going to give you some thoughts in your head. It's going to be your subconscious. It happens for me in subconscious. I have to sit in silence sometimes, or just listen to an inspirational video, sit in my car away from people, just take a little ride. Just sometimes you got to get away from people for God to kind of talk to you. So that's what I had to do. I had to get away from people. I had to get away from the noise, the distraction. And he was able to give me creative thoughts and give me, he just gave it to me in my head, and I wrote it down on paper so I wouldn't forget. And when I wrote it down, eventually I put all of these pieces together, and now I'm walking into my purpose. People are asking me to do speaking engagements and stuff that I thought I would never do. I never wanted to speak in front of big crowds. Maybe one-on-one. Like I said, I wanted to be a psychiatrist. I wanted to talk to people one-on-one, but he was like, no, you can bless huge crowd. You can bless the masses. So when you ask yourself that question, or those questions that I just posed, what makes you happy? How can you bring people to God by doing what you love and still making some money on the side? Because money is not what it's about. But hey, if we gonna be working, we gotta pay our bills, right? So it's okay to make money doing what you love and bringing people to Christ. Don't let nobody tell you that. I wish somebody would come for me, boo-boo. Don't come for me. That's what I thought. But anyways, yeah, I am a little crazy. But aren't we all? Aren't we all? I will leave you with this because I'm going to be late. This is supposed to be 5 minutes. I don't talk to y'all, I don't know how long. But don't ever justify average. This walk is not going to be easy. It's not going to be smooth. It's not supposed to. But don't justify average. If you know that you are doing something that is not your purpose, work towards it. I ain't telling you to quit your job, because, baby, I did not quit mine. I just told you I got 3 jobs. I didn't quit my job, but I got all of these jobs so that I can invest in my purpose. So maybe in the next year or two, no, I won't have to work 2-3 jobs. I can just focus on what I do now. Stay tuned, y'all. I love you. Gotta go.